warmer in this room than I would like it to be, but I attribute that to the weather suddenly deciding to start changing. Anyhow, I've got my first initial morning call out of the way, thankfully, actually a while ago, and then as I was setting up the ability to stream the Black Cauldron, my OBS got completely screwed over, and so I had to redo everything, and I don't think everything's fixed. That's fine, I'll fix it as time goes on. So I'm assuming there's probably you and maybe a few other lurkers here, that's fine. Or you, and that's it. Basic gist. The only way I can play this properly, as far as I can tell, is by playing it through a browser known as the Internet Archive. We're going to go into that first and foremost. So the Internet Archive is literally archive.org, and it's an internet archive with many, many, many things. I encourage everyone who has not touched it to go check it out. You can see a lot of the old retro games, and in our case, as you're going to end up seeing, and I will show you in a split second right here, you have the ability to play some of these older games through an emulator in the browser. I dropped the volume down to 5 because Black Cauldron uses the internal PC speaker, and this emulator emulates those sounds, and it is like stabbing a knife into your ear on a regular basis. But here we go. So it's just a DOS-box emulator that's built into the browser. Now imagine if this was at a higher volume. And I believe we have to actually go through this in order for you to see the beginning opening. I don't even remember if there's much of an opening to this at all. Yeah, it's bad. I grew up with this, and I remember these. Okay, so no, there isn't an opening. So oh, look at this. Honk, honk, honk. So the first thing you'll end up noticing is while we have our save restore as you're used to, everything is set through the keyboard. There is no text commands despite this. I don't know why they decided this. Maybe it's because it was Disney related, whatever. So you could change the speed by hitting F10. Our biggest issue is going to be getting used to this. So if you want to just check out your inventory, you hit tab and you go in here. Your dogs are reacting to the sound. Yeah, I'm sorry. So, hi, Scott's girl. So in order to pick an object, so rather than sitting there and saying use object, you have to pick the object with F3, which will go in here. I have nothing, so I can't pick anything. And then you would press F4 to actually use the object that you have selected. So I don't know how many of you actually know much about the Black Cauldron that Disney had done back in the day. It nearly ended up bankrupting Disney Animation Studios, I believed. I don't remember all the details behind it, but I do know that one of the biggest things was that the Black Cauldron has a villain known as the Horned King in it, and the Horned King is absolutely terrifying to children, to the point where they said that kids were crying. That was F6 to open the door. But kids were crying in the theaters. Which, yeah. I had very fond memories and saw the Black Cauldron in the theater with my parents when I was very little, and I loved it to death. It took forever for it to hit VHS, and when it did, I was so excited. Went with my parents to buy it. My mom kept on saying, it's not as good as you remember. It's just not as good as you remember. And when I finally resaw it, she was right. It was so bad. It wasn't funny. But yeah, Taryn, it's time for you to feed our favorite pig, Henwen, says Old Dalbin. Take good care of her. She's a very special animal. So the game is based off of the Chronicles of Prydain, specifically Volume 1 and Volume 2, which is the Horned King and then the Black Cauldron. I believe the Horned King is the first book. I read those a long time ago, I think, when this knapsack will hold just about anything you may find. You take the apple. It certainly looks delicious. This looks like enough bread for 3 meals. Oh, I want this. Water flask is made of soft leather. The cupboard is bare, so you close it. The whole thing is that you carefully reach over the fire and take Henwen's pot of simmering gruel. Is the Horned King hot, though? No. No, and you will see him, and he is pretty freaky in this. So, Dalbin is the caretaker of... What is this? What is it called? I forget the name of the place. I'm doing well, considering I'd read the books. I read the books, like I said, when I was in 7th grade, and they are fantastic. They are definitely a children's fairy tale type read, but they are really well done from what I remember, and probably worth taking a look at again. I want to open this. I remember this. You open the door of the shed and discover some dried corn. You reach into the shed and pick up the corn. I remember the goat, like, fucks with you if you get near him. Come here, goat. So, if I do this, press a key to return to the game, you can see the inventory. Hi, Crystal Dreamer. So, here, if you choose... So, I hit F3 to choose it. So if I want to look... Oh. The knapsack has been a favorite of yours for years. See object. Gruel. This pot of gruel makes a tasty pit dish if you're a pig. See object. Corn. Henwen just loves dried corn like this. See object. Bread. You have some bread baked at Caer Dalbin. That's the name. Caer Dalbin. Dalbin delicious apples are your favorite. Crisp and tasty. See object. Water flask. This is your trusty water flask. Before I forget. So we're going to say select water flask. 10 for the goose. So the whole... there's nothing to do here. Oh, F6 was F4. You fill your water flask with water. You do get hungry and thirsty in this game. You can give Henwen multiple things in order to feed Henwen. Save one. There's no directory. Okay, save one. Okay, we're going to just go around rather than do anything. Can you die of hunger or thirst? I believe you can. So, it's basic arrow keys for movement. Again, using the numpad because we're at that point in the game. Pressing F10 changes the speed, so we can go to slow speed. Oh god, your feet are wet from walking through the shallow stream. You want fast. And I believe F8 is to look. The solid fence blocks your way east. The footbridge over the shallow stream will keep your feet dry. Compared to King's Quest games and Space Quest, this is a lot simpler. This bridge marks the boundary of Caer Dalbin. You wonder what the future holds. So you can cross it. And I don't remember there being a whole lot here. So Taran's the main character. He's just basically a servant slash pig boy. I don't know what the hell you would call him. He's basically a caretaker at Caer Dalbin. The actual owner is, I believe, Dalbin. So Henwen is an oracled pig, has magical powers to be able to see the future and be able to locate things. The Horn King wants Henwen, as we'll end up seeing shortly, because Henwen has the ability through her oracle powers to actually tell the Horn King where the Black Cauldron can be found. Ow, the goat thinks you want to play tag. He, like, literally just headbutts you. Here. You open the gate and notice it has fallen off its hinges. You'll have to fix it someday when you have time. There's multiple endings to this game, and there's multiple ways this game can end up playing out. This is Henwen's house. She looks hungry. So, select... Let's give Henwen the gruel. You can give Henwen the gruel. I think you can give her the apple, or you can give her the corn. I usually always give her the gruel. I don't think you can use the corn for anything else after that. You feed the gruel to your hungry pig, Henwen. And she sits there and eats. Isn't she cute? Henwen certainly enjoys eating. Henwen, where are you going? Oh, Henwen is trotting away. Perhaps she's going to Dalbin's cottage. She's like, I'ma go tell some fortunes now. Just pretty much what she's doing. Now, mind you, this is one of those games that I ended up seriously growing up with because our computer at home was actually able to run this, and for some reason we didn't have any of the King's Quest games. No clue why. Probably just because we didn't. But I played this game to death, so I'm pretty sure I can get from beginning to end relatively quickly. Considering the multiple endings, I don't know how good the ending is going to be. I think it's one of the more decent endings I can get. I don't remember how much I remember. That's a word. Look, something's wrong with Henwen. But we'll end up seeing. I know that as Henwen places her snout in the water, she enters a trance. A vision appears above the bowl. That's the Horn King. So now imagine that in glorious cartoon form. Taran, says Dalbin, you've never known about Henwen's magic powers, but unfortunately the time has come for me to tell you. Henwen can show us things that happen in faraway places. Through her vision, she is now telling me a terrible tale. The Horn King, the most evil ruler in all of Prydain, is searching for Henwen. He could force her to use her visions to reveal the location of the Great Black Cauldron. If he finds the Black Cauldron, he will have unspeakable power. Taran, you must take Henwen to the hidden cottage of the fair folk. They are only hoping to keep her from the Horn King. Good luck, Taran. Take this coil of rope and hurry before the Horn King's power becomes unstoppable. And then Henwen from this point just follows you. The Horn King will send flying minions to come after you to take Henwen. It is possible to lose Henwen to the Horn King. If you lose Henwen to the Horn King, your gameplay takes a slightly different bent in that you need to figure out how to get Henwen back from the Horned King. The pig can have visions? Yes, the pig is total magical oracle piggy. I'm stuck. That's not good. And the Horn King's flying minions will come to take Henwen just out of nowhere. So we want to get Henwen to the fair folk as quickly as possible. There's one. Oh no, it's one of the Horn King's evil Gwithaints. Come on, Henwen. I think we're relatively safe. So, because I played this game to death, and poor little child me and my brothers took us forever. I think I played this way more than they did. But it took us forever to find the Fairfolk cottage, but it's right here. You emerge from the brambles into a clearing with a strange underground house. Screw you, Horn King! I'm giving this pig to the fairies! You open the door, peek inside, and carefully enter the underground house. If this game doesn't make you go vegan. Sci-fi will. No. Henwen recognizes Gwistel as one of the Fairfolk and a long-ago visitor to Caer Dalbin. She is happy to see her old friend. Gwistel is described in the books as basically being a walking set of sticks. Or at least just looking like a ton of sticks jutting out from everywhere. Welcome, Taran, says the fairy. I am Gwistel, one of the Fairfolk, and a friend of Dalbin. He told us to expect you and asked us to hide Henwen from the Horn King. Congratulations, you have delivered Henwen to safety and successfully fulfilled Dalbin's request. You better give me more than 4 points. But since you left Caer Dalbin, the Horn King behaves even more fiendishly. My king, Idaleg, contacted Dalbin, seeking his help. Dalbin now wants you to locate King Idaleg and help him in whatever way you can. Since the Fairfolk are continually moving, I can't tell you where they are, but I can tell you their magic password. Use it wisely. Good luck, Taran of Caer Dalbin. Gwistel flies to the little door. Okay, I got 20 points. Come, Henwen, I'll keep you safe from the Horn King. So, if you don't know where you're going, you do run around for quite a while, and your chances of Henwen being caught is pretty high. Henwen smiles goodbye as Gwistel takes her through his secret passage. But if you can get Henwen here to the Fairfolk, you don't have to worry about that damn pig ever again. So Fairfolk like dubstep. Look, you carefully open the cupboard. The cupboard is closed. No, it's not. You see some cookies. You have some cookies because you stole them. Since the cupboard is bare, you close it. The cupboard is closed. You are too big to fit through this door. The glow of the fire makes you think of the fires you used to tend at Caer Dalbin. You feel a twinge of homesickness. You are in Gwistel's way station. He is not here. Gwistel will never come back. You close the door. Smoke rising from the chimney makes you think that someone is home. The Gwithaints will no longer come after you after you have brought Henwen here. Slow, fast is fast. Might as well move faster. Okay, now it's a matter of grabbing a bunch of stuff. Your throat is dry. Water, F4. The water from your flask tastes delicious. So you need to constantly end up getting more water. Also, Bodhi is walking across Isak's desk. Actually, I want normal speed. Because if any of... There we go. Gurgi. That's what I was going to say. What manner of creature is this wandering nearby? Gurgi's a pain. Because if you want to give Gurgi an apple to befriend him. If you don't get Gurgi an apple... If you hit use at the wrong time, rather than actually giving him the apple, you'll end up eating it. Hi, I'm Gurgi. Do you have any munchings and crunchings for me? Yeah, that was his big thing. Thank you for the tasty apple, kind master. Gurgi now Taran's friend for life. If you don't give Gurgi the apple, he can't sacrifice his life to save everyone later. Yeah, that's what Gurgi does. So, the whole thing is, if the Horned King gets a hold of the Black Cauldron, or if you find the Black Cauldron. So, for those of you who don't know what the Black Cauldron is basically you can throw a corpse in, and it brings the corpse back to life as an undead. Whatever. The Horned King is trying to make an army of undead soldiers that are nearly unstoppable. The only way to stop the Black Cauldron and to destroy it is a willing person needs to crawl into the Black Cauldron to sacrifice their life to it, which will then end up destroying the cauldron. You bask in the beauty of the falling water and enjoy its refreshing scent and soothing sound. Yeah, no, there's a lot of dark shit in this in the game and in the story. So in the actual Disney story, I don't remember if it happens in the book, but no, it doesn't happen in the book. But in the book, a prince's lowest born son ends up throwing himself in the cauldron to destroy it because he figures he has nothing left to live for, because a king's lowest born son doesn't have titles or land. All they have is their name and their sword to their name. They have nothing else because their older sibling ends up owning everything. So I'm going to show you something that you can do. Never freaking understood the point. If you use, you can jump. There's no reason to do this. At last you've made it to the top of this rock. You're undecided what to do next. Unless all the older siblings tragically die. Tragically, quote unquote. And then you can just jump in the water. So I know there are other versions of this game because it was released on multiple platforms. When I was in 7th grade, the computer classroom that I had, the teacher that we had in that computer classroom also had this game on the Apple computers at the school, and this game plays slightly different on the Apple computers. I think that might have been a layover from the Apple computers. I don't know. So, magic word, for those of you who want to see it. If you say, because you can see object, magic word. Gwistle gave you this magic word, but couldn't tell you where to use it. That's easy enough. You say the word exactly as Gwistle taught you. The rock beside the river waterfall sinks into the stream, revealing a hidden cave. It was just too obvious looking of a place. You can fall into the rapids there and just die. You enter the cave. It's pitch black in here. Oh, you're falling. Ouch. I'm score 52 out of 230 already. And just who is this falling into my kingdom? Shouts King Idalig of the Fair Folk. That waterfall was supposed to keep people out. My name is Taran, assistant pig keeper of Caer Dallben. If you don't say do, he'll never talk, and he'll throw you out of anger. You requested help from Dallben the Mystic. I am here to assist you. You, the king, shouts in disbelief. The great Dallben sends me a pig keeper, and an assistant pig keeper at that. I can't believe it. If you would truly represent Alban, you would offer me something to show your respect. Oh no. I'm missing something. You want them cookies? Want them corn? You have much to learn about the fair folk, says the king. Be gone, you impostor king. Idling sprinkles you with a fine powder, and you float away as light as a feather. I'm trying to remember what... Oh, I know what you give him. Yeah, he just throws you out. There's a loot in a tree. And I think there's a few different things you can do with each of the objects. The loot itself, I believe you can give to him and he'll take it. Excuse me, if you respect me, you give me cookies. He just sent you to heaven, no big deal. He used a magic powder to, like, throw you out. So if you befriend him, which is what we're gonna do, he'll give you a sack of that magic fairy powder for you to fly. The forest is a beautiful sight. It looks a little creepy, actually. You discover a musical lute inside a hole in this tree. You could always take the lute and run. You take the lute and realize it is slightly out of tune. What would you do if I sang out of tune? Here all seems relatively peaceful. The forest to the west, however, is dark and frightening. The river rapids roar. There's a strong undercurrent. It would be difficult to keep your head above the water. You will die if you get into the rapids. It's just straight up just murder death. Murder death. Also, since we used the water flask before, if you just get in the water and press F4, you fill your water flask with water. Don't give me cookies, that's just disrespectful. The lake is calm and peaceful. I remember going through this game getting so stuck as a kid and just super investigating everything. But it's so difficult when it's not text-based command of like, look tree, look rock, use rock, pull tree, or things like that. Like, as difficult as the text-based commands can get, try just being like F8 for look. The cool lake and its smooth top stones makes a beautiful setting, but I want to look at the rocks. Go to the rock. Rocks are too slippery to climb on. That's only if you just run into them. But if you try to look at them, you have to hit F8 near them. You bask in the beauty of the falling water and enjoy this refreshing scent and soothing sound. It's just so simple compared to their other games that they've done. And if you look at the opening credits when it started, you'll see familiar names if you paid attention to any of the older retro games. Ken Williams is in there. So is Mark Crow, who worked on the Space Quest series. I believe both of the guys from Andromeda are part of this development team for this one. I don't remember the other guy's name. I just remember Mark Crow. If you don't give me cookies, that's just disrespectful. What happens if I use the loot? The lute sounds lovely. Do you think that was lovely? This lute makes soft, beautiful sounds when you strum its strings. The lute caresses my brain. You enter the cave, it's pitch black in here. It pretty much does. Go, Taryn. Oh, you're falling. Now keep in mind, my volume on my computer has been set down to 5. So imagine how loud this is normally if you have your volume at 100, which my volume usually is 100 for my browsers. This is 5. And just who is this falling into my kingdom, shouts King Idaleg of the Fair Folk. That waterfall was supposed to keep people out. My name is Taran, assistant pig keeper of Caer Dalbin, you reply. You requested help from Dalbin the Mystic. I am here to assist you. King Idaleg is very small but looks friendly. He looks like Santa Claus flying around, if you haven't noticed. You, the king, shouts in disbelief. Blah, blah, blah. Show me something of respect. Look at him. He's little Santa Claus. Okay, loot. You offer the loot to King Idaleg. You can give him something else, and I don't remember what else you can give him. Oh, you can give him the magic sword. I would never give away the magic sword in this. Thank you for your gift, Taran, says King Idaleg. You represent Dalbin quite admirably. I'm so glad it's really you. Your remarkable Henwen is also here and quite safe. Gwistel brought her to us through our secret underground tunnels. Since you last saw Dalbin, the Horn King has dispatched legions of warriors to find the Black Cauldron. If he succeeds in finding it, he'll destroy our civilization. Taran, I beg you, find the Black Cauldron and destroy it. I give you this magic mirror and enough fair folk flying dust for 5 flights. Why don't you try using your new flying dust, Taran, says the king. Sprinkle it whenever you want to start or stop flying. So, I want to see object. Flying dust. Bag contains a marvelous powder that King Idaleg said would make you fly. This mirror shows a person's inner self instead of his looks. Flying dust. Just sprinkle the flying dust whenever you want to start or stop flying. Good luck, Taran. And you can actually control this now. A strange feeling comes over you. Looking down, you notice you're floating in midair. You can fly. I thought this was the coolest thing when I was a kid. Goodbye. Goodbye, King Idaleg, you say. I'll do my very best. You could also fuck up and just constantly be trying to, like, use the powder and then, like, lose your flying, and then suddenly you're just all like, why do I have no more magic powder? Magic word. Boofs. So, the mirror is good in some respects. Save. Gurgi can appear on this screen, I know. Caer Dalbin is certainly an enchanting place. So this is part of Caer Dalbin. T-poses into heaven. What manner of creature is this wandering nearby? Here he is. Hit me. Hello, brave master. Gurgi's still Taran's friend for life. So we're basically at this point. I love all the sirens. We're going to be just going and making sure we have everything on every screen. Because I don't remember every tiny thing. I know there's a dagger to get. I know you begin to feel a little hungry. Oh, goody. Eat the corn. What do I have? I have the cookies. Promise to eat just one cookie and quickly break your promise. Why do you fall on your ass after Gurgi talks to you? Because he basically tackles you. If you watch the actual animation, I believe when Gurgi finds Taran, he jumps on him out of a bush, throws him to the ground, and then starts going through his vest, quote-unquote, looking for crunchies and munchies. And considering that this game in particular was made for Disney by Sierra, it's supposed to emulate everything that was in the Disney movie as much as possible. You enjoy walking through peaceful meadows of Caer Dalbin. This area was always pretty to me. That is the goose. Okay, we have this area, which is just this area. Once again, like every other Sierra Adventure game, the world just winds around itself. Hello, Gamer Pro. I mean, we're already at 62 out of 230. And from what I remember, there's not a whole lot for us to be doing at this point. I mean, before I have to go to the Horn King's castle, that is. So, we're pretty far along already. The rapids are turbulent and treacherous. This is not a good place to dive in. The forest here is dense. The river is difficult to cross because it is filled with turbulent rapids. The trees seem to be alive in their own evil way. They seem to be watching you. Because River is far too treacherous to swim. The swamp to the west is impenetrable. The land is unstable and soggy. Where is the... I'm trying to remember. Maybe it's further here. Swamp to the west is impenetrable. The land is unstable and soggy. So, one of my favorite deaths in this game. Just because... Why the hell not? Watch this. Oh no, you're sinking into the mud of the slimy marsh. Now, this is a children's game. Watch his face. Ah! Sorry, Terran, you have failed in your quest. The Horn King now is the Black Cauldron, and evil rules Prydain. Oh, that was great. I'm melting. He sank into the swamp. You're at the northeast corner of Morva's Marsh. It is a dismal, gloomy swamp with dangerous bogs. Your throat is dry. Water. Water from your flask tastes delicious. You might as well get more before you go up to the... Swamp to the southwest seems impossible to cross. The land is unstable and soggy. The trees here are old, gnarled, and bewildering. So if you have to get to the witches, who are on an island in the middle of the swamp, and you did not get Henwen directly to the Horned King, you have to get to the witches by hopping on these stones here. And I completely forgot that was a thing until just now. We are not going to do that because we're smart and we save the pig and we can fly. This is, I think, where I wanted to be. There. This is a frightening forest with wicked trees. The winds from the evil land of the Horned King blow strongly here. You look at the tree and see a dagger holding up a no trespassing sign. That's how you do no trespassing sign. A nice dagger. You carefully remove the sharp dagger from the tree. I don't remember what you use the dagger for. I will probably remember when I need to. It's quite sharp. Its blade glistens in the light. I bet those trees harbor the souls of all the children who sank into the swamp. Just, those trees are horrible. Okay, flying dust. Sprinkling the fairy dust over your head makes you feel as light as a feather. Looking down, you see you're floating in midair about a foot off the ground. Boop! Oh my god! As the spell wears off, you head for solid ground. The area looks like your grandma's house after it rains. You begin walking again. The vicious winged Gwythaint is after the Black Cauldron. What? Oh, this was a bug. So if you get the Black Cauldron for the witches, which we will, there's a Gwythaint that comes and picks it up if you didn't deal with other things ahead of time, which we're gonna let the Gwythaint pick it up. You can also end the game here. I forgot about that. Tiger, what are you doing? You cautiously open the door to this strange house. Okay. Save. I'm going to show you guys at least two endings here. Or no, one ending. You open the chest. Ribbit, ribbit. Chest is totally not a mimic. A shrieking voice pierces the air. What's going on here? Who are you releasing our guests like this? Perhaps you should join them. Can't do anything. Orwyn, Ordu, and Orgok appear to be more than mildly upset with your thoughtlessness. They prefer to keep their formerly human guests in that chest. I am Terran, assistant pigkeeper of Caer Dalbin. Dalbin the Mystic has sent me on a quest to recover the evil Black Cauldron, which is missing from this land. Dalbin thought that you might have this cauldron. If so, I only hope that you would be kind enough to give it to me in the name of Great Dalbin. Silly little pig boy, Orwyn responds with a cackle. You know little of the ways of witches. We never give anything away. We only bargain. The truth is, we may have no cauldrons. We may have a cauldron, or we may have the cauldron. But you needn't worry, because you'll never know, since you'll be a frog. Did they say, since you'll be a frog? So if you do nothing here... Yo. Yo. This strange, dirty place is in the middle of more of a marsh. Goodbye. I'm gonna go this way. Oh. Hee hee, cackle the witches. Got you. Perhaps you'll enjoy a stay in our chest. Ribbit, ribbit. Ribbit, ribbit. How many frogs were there? That's an animal abuse. I don't think they were frogs. So, if you give them the magic mirror, may I offer you this most valuable mirror in exchange for my life in the great black cauldron, you ask. Ooh, look, girl, says Orwen. When I look in this mirror, I'm beautiful, duckling. I'm beautiful, duckling. We promise we won't turn you into a frog. We won't make you a frog, cackles Ordu, but we won't give up our cauldron for a mirror either, not even a magic mirror. Goodbye, duckling, chimes in Orgok. Too bad you'll never get your cauldron. Oh, you have to give them the frickin' sword. I'm thinking. Do they reappear again later? Hello, Eureka. I'm trying to remember if you can get them to reappear. Ribbit. Oh, probably this way. Let's just leave. Goodbye. How many times can you open this chest? So to summon them every single time you just open the chest. What do we have? We don't have the dagger. Okay. So I've never been quite sure what to do if the Horn King gets a hold of the Black Cauldron. I think Gurgi will just jump into it from within the Horn King's castle. You can get the cauldron directly from the witches. They'll end up putting it out in front of you, and the Horn King's Gwythaint will pick it up. If the Gwythaint picks it up, before the Gwythaint gets there, you can choose to have Taran jump into it, and he'll kill himself, and you'll win the game. Your parents' house could definitely be the ghost house in Rosella's quest. Oh, God. Let's get this. Carefully move the sharp dagger from the tree. You have no use for a no trespassing sign, so you leave it. I think this was all you could get here. So you can give the magic mirror to them, and it will stop them from turning you into whatever. Into a frog. We need to get a hold of the magic sword in order for them to get the mirror out. Okay. I remember. So you have to climb this, and there's a whole point to getting through it, and it's just a stupid little puzzle thing. It's just knowing where to go. Your throat is dry. Are you kidding? Water from your flask tastes delicious. We were supposed to refill that, and we didn't. You made it. This is one of those where you can frickin' die. Climbing. Ouch, you just walked directly into a solid granite cliff. Rope. Throwing your rope high overhead, it catches on a dead branch. You tie your end securely to the limb in front of you. So, ouch, you just walked directly into a normal granite cliff. So, you can end up, the rope will go either to the left or the right. There's not much of a difference. It's just mirror imaged. You had an old computer in your room facing the window. Wow. You always love PCs facing windows. Mine faces a window. It's not too bad, thankfully, at the moment, but we do need to install the blinds we bought a while ago. You grab the rope and hang on tightly. Don't look down because the rocks are far below. This would drive Isaac nuts. If you don't press diagonal on the numpad, you are almost guaranteed to fall off, and he hates using the numpad. Successfully climb the rope and stand up on a narrow ledge. You're on a narrow ledge with a sheer drop beside you. This isn't as hard as the King's Quest games, from what I remember. Your fingertips clutch the tiny crevices in the rock face, because all you have to do is touch it, and you're fine. Carefully drop to the ledge. It's definitely made for a younger audience than a lot of the King's Quest stuff was. The only problem is your cat Queenie likes to climb on the computer to gaze at the birds. Bodhi is on top of the radiator right now because he can hear the birds outside over there. And he loves being around near them. But you notice how much we're not having issues climbing this like we did in the King's Quest games. Bodhi. Bodhi. Far in the distance of the gloomy castle, the evil Horned King. Giant Gwithaints circle its turrets. Bodhi's definitely getting in a spot he shouldn't be in. The lightning frightens you and makes you wish you were back in Caer Dallben. Oh, jeez. Hold on, guys. Hey! Hey! What do you see? Oh, there's a birdie right there. Stop it. Going batshit crazy because a bird landed near him. Hi, Dippo. Oh, Dippo. Tiger's here now, too. You can hear the cat mischief, yeah. So, this is like Isaac's like, this isn't fun! These aren't fun! It's nowhere near as bad as the King's Quest stuff. God, I remember this being a lot more difficult than it was. Or than it is, I should say. He already ran back over towards the radiator, and now he's over there. He's also knocked everything off the radiator. Like, there's a few papers that Isaac is somehow stuck on there, but everything else is gone. Does your cat do that chitter thing when they twitch their whiskers near the birds? Bodhi doesn't. Bodhi literally is trying to figure out a way to get to them right now. I don't know why. So, either side is a mirror image, you see? Because it's based upon where the rope ends up catching. Now, in the Apple II version of this game, there's two different ways inside the castle. You can end up swimming across the moat, which is a pain in the ass, or you can wait for a cart to appear here and climb into the cart. I don't think it's possible for the cart to appear in this version. Oh my god! It does appear. So let me see if I can sneak in. Gathering your courage, you leap into the rear of the wagon. The henchman continues into the castle without noticing you. This is way easier than climbing the castle wall. So if you climb the castle wall, you have to swim across the moat away from all the crocodiles. Then you have to avoid all these rocks that are dropping down from the wall. The henchman can't see you and leaves. You leap from the wagon. You're in the Horned King's wine cellar. Henchmen will randomly appear like that. Carefully watching over your shoulder, you open the closet door. The closet is empty. Oh, if you get caught, all of your stuff ends up in that closet. Looks like your brother's house after he moves out. Oh my god. What, all the kegs? I don't think I've ever done this where I've gotten in without being caught. Like, or just, it's easier to get caught to get certain things. I don't think it's possible to get past him. I think he's always there because the keys are there. Your cat loves to chase red foxes. Bodhi is like going nuts at the window like he can do something about this. Bodhi! He's going batshit insane. There are spiral staircases going both up and down here. His tail is swishing. So Bodhi, for some reason, doesn't really chitter. He used to, but now he's relatively quiet. But that's when he's looking at things. He's relatively noisy for anyone else that's heard him before. Like, he's just noisy in general. He's a very vocal kitty. These guys are not hard to avoid, I'm noticing. I remember used to think they were so difficult. I think you can hide behind this. Yeah, you can. I don't think they can find you if you're behind it. So, getting caught, regretting the unwanted. Does your cat have a bell collar to help you find him at night? Oh, are you talking about your kid? Are you talking about Bodhi, our cat, or are you talking about yours? Because Bodhi does not have... Oh, here's the Horned King. Bodhi's not allowed outside. He's an indoor kitty. So he has no collar, and he doesn't have a bell or anything like that. I don't know how he would end up liking a collar, considering how he zips through the house. Creeper bows before the Horned King. So sorry, sire, but we cannot find the magic pig. The Horned King responds, silence, you must find her. This is the throne room of the evil Horned King. So if they had caught Henwen, they would have brought Henwen into here to show them where the Black Cauldron is at this point. Oh, and you can leap from the balcony. Creeper sees you. Run, Taran. So if you want to see, like, one of the scariest things, Gwythain appears to be the hungry for assistant pig keeper. So you don't go near the Gwythain, otherwise it captures you. It doesn't kill you. This is the kitchen, and it's the scariest thing ever. Look at the chef. Oh my god. Yeah, ow! You were taken to a cell in the Horned King's dungeon. On top of everything else, they took all your belongings. The chef's kinda hot. Don't give kitties bells. You'll stay in this dungeon until you rot, pig boy. You give the kitties bells so that they can be alert the birds when they're coming after them. Bodhi! Bodhi, you crazy ass. I have a message, and I have a feeling it's Izzet going, like, pay attention to me. He literally, yesterday while I was streaming, when later on, he was like, why didn't you respond to me? I was like, I was streaming, and he's all like, so? And I'm like, are you kidding? Captured. Bodhi! So all we have is the magic word. Oops. You pick up the tin cup and carry it with you. You're in the cell of the Horned King. So you need to basically get out. You rattle the cup against the stones, but nothing happens. Rattle the cup against the door, but nothing happens. Shouldn't wear it 24/7. Yeah, I've never put collars on our cats. Suddenly, a flagstone slides back and a hole appears in the floor. A strange glowing sphere pops into your cell. A beautiful young girl appears scolding. What's all the noise up here? Oh, hello, you must be a prince or a great warrior. I'm Princess Elanwi, and this is my magic bauble. Elanwi! I'm Taran, assistant pig keeper of Caer Dallben, you respond. That's too bad. I was hoping for a great hero to get me out of this dismal place. Oh well. What is down there? Could there be a way to escape? You have to press F6 for do. No, Elanwi replies, but there are many tunnels. Perhaps we could find one together. Oh my god. My dad's trying to call. No. You're on the secret passageways below the Horn King's tunnel. You need to befriend her in order to get to where you need to. Just look at her. And she just follows you. This is the Horn King's secret chamber where the skeletons of hundreds of fallen soldiers lie waiting to become his army of the Cauldron born. So if he gets the Black Cauldron, it goes here. You're below the Horn King's dungeon. There is a hole in the ceiling that you can't reach. So if you watch, I think the gold bauble will end up going through a hole at some point. In one of these rooms. And that's the secret room we need to go to. I too am being held against my will, Elanwi says. I don't think it's here. Why should cats wear collars 24/7? You can have a cat wear a collar the entire time. It depends. It's a potential choking hazard in general, but if you have outdoor cats and you don't want to lose them for any reason, I recommend a collar and a little medal or whatever that just has their name and the address and everything, so you could be sure that you don't ever really lose them. You're roaming around in hidden passageways beneath the Horn King's dungeon. But if they're an indoor cat, there's just no reason. The collars I've heard aren't a problem for cats. What I've heard is flea collars can be problems. I don't know all the specifics behind it. My mom has done a bunch of research on it. And when it comes to cats, I tend to listen to my mom most of the time, so that kind of stuff, because she tends to find stuff out that I'm not aware of. There's a radio show she listens to over in California that specifically goes over pets and cats in general. Oh, I do hate this place, says Elanwi. I hope there aren't any rats in here. It's not that I really mind them, but they do jump out at one, so. Oh, you're referring to bells. My throat is dry. Goody. Elanwi stomps her foot in anger. Oh, that wicked, wicked king. You know that he kidnapped me? He seemed to think my bauble could tell him where some silly old cauldron was. My bauble is magic, you know. You mean the one that's floating around? I like how we got caught while we're thirsty. I think the secret passage is over here. But I may be wrong. I remember that the bauble needs to actually go into a hole. Oh, here it is. There's a hole in the wall here. When you push on the wall, a block falls inward. You push another block. And still another. And another. A burial chamber, exclaims Elanwi. This must be the tomb of the great king who built this castle long ago. There's a metallic glint atop the coffin. Looking at the crypt, you see a magnificent sword in the grasp of a carved stone king. Examining the sword, you see the inscription, Dernwyn. Its magic electrifies the air around you. You struggle, but are finally able to free the sword from the grasp of the carved stone king. So, magic sword. See object. Magic sword. Jewels glisten in the handle of your sword. You can feel the magic in your hand. Look, Taran, exclaims Elanwi. My bauble seems to have found another hole in the wall. Maybe I can escape. Oh, she goes away after this. Taran, it's an old tunnel. I'm leaving this horrible place. Goodbye. Good luck on your quest, Taran, says Alonwi, squeezes through the crack of the rear wall. Don't wait for me, Princess Alonwi, you say. I'll find another way out of here, because you can't squeeze through it. Why? Okay. Save. Just because we got thirsty... We're going to do it this way. So that we get there as quickly as possible. So the way out is here. You pull the gargoyle's hand, obviously. I mean, it's pretty obvious. There's a ladder leaning against a wall that goes nowhere. Bodhi, are you going to get out of the window? Hi, honey. Okay, you got the sword. It's an old tunnel, blah, blah, blah. Good luck, blah, blah, blah. Don't wait up for me. Goodbye. Okay. So, selecting the sword, if you use it, you swing it, you hit a guard with it, you'll end up stunning them. You're eating burger rum. That's disgusting. Oh, you drop... That's not burger ramen. You took cheeseburger and crumbled it into ramen. What is wrong with you? Oh my god. It's just... Oh my god. This hideous gargoyle on the wall. You twist the gargoyle clockwise, it turns easily, opening the trapdoor on the ceiling above your head. I'm surprised that this is taking longer than I had thought it would. So I believe I need the keys. Oh, god damn it. So... At this point, you will instant lose the game if you get caught because the magic sword is so strong that if the Horn King gets a hold of it, he automatically wins. The henchman falls to the ground, momentarily stunned by your sword. Run, Taran. So we need the keys. He will get up. You've been captured. It's too late to swing your sword. By failing to react quickly enough, you've allowed the henchman to capture the magic sword. Damn it. You bought veggies yesterday? I told Isaac we're running low on groceries. Okay. You found a friendly-looking old prisoner. I feel like you're supposed to have given him the loot, and I fucked up. Steamed broccoli cauliflower. My name is Taran, assistant pigkeeper of Caer Dallben, you say. May I assist you? You struggle with his ropes until you undo the knots. The prisoner speaks, thank you, kind sir. I'm Fludor Flam, storyteller, minstrel, and bard to the greatest kings in all Prydain. In the Chronicles of Prydain, Fludor Flam is not only a bard, but he is a king that doesn't want access to his throne or any of his power, so he wanders the land willingly as a bard. Horn King has kept me imprisoned for years in this cell. In return for granting me my freedom, I'd like to present you with this special harp. Sir, Fludor says, you may choose to remain here, but I intended to make my escape. Farewell, Assistant Pigkeeper Dallben. So, what is the point in the harp? Probably sounded beautiful in his hands, but not in yours. He just gives you the harp. I don't even remember what you do with the harp. His harp can make beautiful music in the hands of an artist. Okay. And baby potatoes. Num, 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 num. Let's go and double check on the keys down here. I have a feeling I'm not supposed to be going here yet. There appears to be a ladder leading into the darkness below. You unlock the door and enter the cell. As you enter, the door snaps shut behind you, locking you in. Using the keys, you unlock the cell. So, that was just your cell. Wow. My God. I don't believe there's anything else in here. Broccoli's great. We need to get the rest of our stuff because we're thirsty. We're thirsty, therefore we need our water flask. It's the whole point for us getting our stuff. So our stuff is in that one closet. He won't follow us up the stairs from what I remember. He'll just sit there and try and look menacing. Do we have our sword? Yeah, we have the sword. Reach into the closet, you reclaim your possessions. Water. Water from your flask tastes delicious. Magic sword. So, we need to go this way. So, it's a magic sword. The way out is the same way that we got in because we have the sword. The sword will cut through the chain. You swing the magic sword over your head with a tremendous force. It easily slices the chain, causing the drawbridge to come crashing down. You begin to feel a little hungry. Bread. Dalbin's bread tastes delicious. Holy friggin'. You know, Taran's just all like, my life's in danger and I'm in a very dangerous place. What am I gonna do? I'm hungry. I need to eat something. So, apparently if Henwen gets caught, you can save Henwen from the Horned King. When you save Henwen, you need to get Henwen to this point and you literally toss her over the balcony. When she lands on the ground, she runs to safety on her own. Magic sword. Yeah, seriously. Oh my God. I was trying to press down. It doesn't do that. You're thwosty. If you try to drink from the moat water, it's like you instantly die. Yeet the pig. Yeah, you do yeet the pig. It's the greatest part. So, we made it out of the castle. The minions are too stupid to follow us anywhere. So, the sword is not necessary unless we were in the castle. I believe we need the Horned King to actually grab the cauldron. And since we made friends with Gurgi, when we go to stop the Horned King, Gurgi will automatically appear, throw himself into the cauldron to stop it. Look at all the climbing stuff that Isaac would hate. How do you normally get up to this castle? Like, seriously, where's the pathway that the minions take? One of them had a cart. Like, where do they go with their carts? I love this animation back in the day because I didn't have anything like this on any other computer game, and I thought it was the greatest looking thing in the world. Because, I mean, compared to a lot of Nintendo games, it was still pretty fluid. But the whole concept of adventure games, like, really, really, really got to me. Whew, made it. Grasp the rope and begin your descent. So, diagonal down. Or. Down. Oh, no! It's just death. I love the falling animation's great. Here, let's watch it again. When I was little, me and my brothers, we literally used to do the here, I'll show you what it was like. Because until we figured out we could use the numpad, we used just the arrow keys. Like those arrow keys that are on a keyboard that no one really uses. So we did like, oh my god. We'd have to do like left up, left up, left up, left up, left up. So it was like, it looked like this. And then we would fall and we'd be so upset with ourselves. You waking up from bed. The falling is you waking up from bed, or like shaking your head? So we're gonna try, I'm gonna try something. We're gonna try giving the mirror to the witches so that they don't turn us into a toad. And then we're gonna leave, and we're gonna see if we get extra points this way. Actually, I don't think we will get extra points. But we'll try giving them the mirror. So there's so many objects that you get in this game that are like what do we use the dagger for? I don't remember using the dagger. Corn is kind of pointless unless you feed it to Henwen if you don't get the gruel. I remember I used to feed Henwen the corn all the time when I was younger because I didn't know you could grab the gruel off of the fireplace because I'm all like, wow, that would be hot. Why would you pick that up? Well, turns out you can. Water flask. Let's go get more water. Because the last thing we need is for us to be close to the end and him to go, I'm thirsty. Fill your water flask with water. Save. Ending 1 because we're getting close to the end. Pick magic. Where's the flying dust? There it is. Sprinkle the fairy dust over your head. Boof. You sprinkle the dust over your head, and the spell wears off. You head for solid ground. As the spell wears off, you head for solid ground. You begin walking again. We have one more thing of flying dust available to us. So, save. Ending. So we're going to show you guys one of the endings. Ribbit, ribbit. One of the many endings. I don't know all the endings. I know there's quite a few of them. Rather than trying to remember them all. A shrieking voice pierces the air. What's going on here? Who are you releasing our guests like this? Perhaps you should join them. There's nothing to do here. Orwin, Ordu, and Orgok appear to be more than mildly upset with your thoughtlessness. They prefer to keep their formerly human guests in that chest. I am Taran, assistant pigkeeper of Caer Dalbin. Dalbin the Mystic has sent me on a quest to recover the evil black cauldron which is missing from his land. Dalbin thought that you might have this cauldron. If so, I only hope that you would be kind enough to give it to me in the name of the great Dalbin. Silly little pig boy, Orwin responds with a cackle. You know little of the ways of witches. We never give anything away. We only bargain. The truth is, we may have no cauldrons, we may have a cauldron, or we may have the cauldron, but you needn't worry because you'll never know since you'll be a frog. Did they say since you'll be a frog? Save. Ending 2. Magic sword. Here, you say, I offer you my most prized possession, a sword of magic so powerful it once belonged to the good king who built the great castle which the Horned King has taken over. Thank you, Taran, says Ordu. This is exactly what we want. Now step outside with us and you may have your black cauldron. The vicious wing of Gwythaint is after the black cauldron. No, it's not. Not yet. Orwin laughs. Now you have the black cauldron, but you have been seeking, but it won't do you any good. Aha. There's only one way to stop the evil power of the black cauldron, duckling, croaks Orgok. A living being must jump into the cauldron of its own free will. Unfortunately, anyone who does will never emerge alive again. Hee hee, Ordu cackles. Now you've lost your magic sword and have the cauldron, but there's nothing you can do to destroy it. Sacrificing your own life, you bravely leap into the evil black cauldron. It shakes violently, trembling the ground. You've saved Prydain from the evil of the Horned King and have made the cauldron powerless. Boot. For generations to come, the bards sing of your bravery. Congratulations, you've solved the mystery of the black cauldron. Too bad you didn't live to enjoy it. Like, literally. I hope you've enjoyed your visit to Prydain and your success with the Black Cauldron. You probably think you could have earned a higher score. Of course, there's an easy way to find out. Play the game again. Don't forget, if you make different decisions, the game will be different. We hope you'll try again and again. So, can I offer them the harp? Let's see what happens if I give them the magic mirror. May I offer you this most valuable mirror in exchange for my life in the Great Black Cauldron, you ask. Ooh, look, girl, says Orwin. When I look in this mirror, I'm beautiful, duckling. I'm beautiful. Duckling, promise we won't turn you into a frog. We won't make you a frog, Keckle's order, but we won't give up our cauldron for a mirror either. Okay, so we know that. So, they don't actually... You don't actually get any points for giving them the mirror. So the mirror is sort of like a stopgap to keep them from turning you into anything. Okay, so we give them the sword. Now you have the Black Cauldron you won't have been seeking, but it won't do you any good. There's only one way to stop the evil power of the Black Cauldron, duckling, croaks Orgok, a living being, blah, blah, blah. So... Farewell, Taran, screeched the witches. There's nothing you can do now that the Gwythaint has seen the Black Cauldron. The vicious winged Gwythaint is after the Black Cauldron. Yo! The cauldron got really small. How are they beautiful? I'm sure they're horrible. Maybe they're slightly less ugly on the inside. Okay, so, Black Cauldron taken. Flying dust. Sprinkle the fairy dust over your head makes you feel as light as a feather. I don't remember the witches in the movie at all, and I know they're in the movie. I don't remember them in the movie, and I definitely do not remember them in the books. The funny thing is, so you notice how Taran's constantly referencing the old man Dalbin, which you guys probably don't remember, back at the cottage that we first met. He was all like, "Take Henwen to safety." He seems absolutely worthless in the story as far as Disney's concerned. And it's kind of a little sad because in the Chronicles of Prydain, in the actual books, Dalbin has an active participation in almost everything that goes on, and he is legitimately a very powerful spellcaster. I believe near the end, when he actually unleashes a lot of his more powerful spells, it's like he does the whole... For some reason, I remember it along the lines of, remember when I'm playing Dragon's Dogma and I'm summoning High Bull-Eyed and you get all those fireballs that appear around me? He basically has a shit ton of fireballs that appear in a circle around him and he just launches them at his enemies. And comparatively, the Disney version of him, he's like, I'm a mystic and I'm powerful. I have a pig that can tell the future. And a boy that feeds the pig. It's like, what else do you do? No, let's just sit here. Like, literally every time there's a major fight, he's, like, on the front lines in the books. He's, like, always there with whatever prince or royal figure is on the side of good and justice, and he's helping them put things together, and he's helping support troops. He contacts, like, the fair folk on people's behalf, and he literally is just using his own magic to help everyone. And then Disney comes along, and they're all like, yeah, let's translate him. He's a nice old man. Just... But, yeah, I don't know how the witches are supposed to be beautiful. I have a feeling that the witches aren't supposed to be evil. But at the same time, it's like, how are they supposed to be beautiful on the inside when they're turning people into frogs? Are they turning evil people into frogs? Like, I don't know. And let's not get into the philosophies of what is evil, because that just doesn't work in these kind of things. So you're noticing the amount of times that he gets thirsty in this game. You better have filled that water flask with water. Again, as a double, as just a reference for everyone who has joined after I had started the stream. This game I am not actually playing off of an actual game disc because it wouldn't run properly. If you actually want to try your hand at this game and see what else you can do, because you can swim across this moat and you can climb up that wall. I think actually that's what we might have to do right now. But no, I think we broke the drawbridge. But if you want to give it if you want to try playing it, I'm actually playing it through a browser-based emulator through the Internet Archive. This is archive.org. Specifically, the site is archive for this one is archive.org/details/ms-black_cauldron_the_1986, because this was released in 1986. If you're not aware of the Internet Archive, it's an absolute amazing site that basically archives almost as much as it can on the internet. And there's a lot of really old games that you can play directly in your browsers through emulators that run in the browser. It's great, and I can't say anything more positive about it. Let me see. I don't think so we don't have our magic sword anymore, so we need to be careful. I don't think the Horned King is here. I think he's underground. So we need to get back to our cell. And we can't get caught or deal with any of the goons because we don't have a sword to stop them anymore. He's such a thirsty boy. Bodhi is going nuts, by the way, speaking of thirsty boys, because he heard the bird again, and he just threw himself onto the radiator. Now he's just sort of staring. You can fall down these stairs and get yourself killed. Just in case you were wondering. I mean, it's a freaking Sierra game. Like, were you surprised? But considering that the goons will appear out of nowhere, don't get yourself stunned, because they can capture you more easily that way. Let me see. Keys. Use the ladder to descend to the floor below. I don't remember if this is where I have to go, but we're going to find out. There we go. A vicious hunter. He's a vicious body. But what I don't remember is how to get on the ledge above him. I feel like it would have to be through your... Actually, let's see what happens. Oh no, Terran, the Horned King puts you in the Black Cauldron. Evil rules pride in forever. So you have to get in there. I think you have to do it through your cell somehow. You notice the flagstone loose in the middle of the floor. You might be able to move it. Yeah, but that doesn't get you to a free spot. I actively don't remember how to get into that little crawl space. It's a hole in the ceiling that you can't reach. Let me actually look that up. I have to actually look it up on my phone because you guys can see everything that happens on the computer, and I don't want to accidentally look at something that we should be looking at. Which I don't see that happening, but... Loading. Oh. Are you kidding? You're supposed to use the magic mirror on him, which is why you don't offer it to the witches. Gurgi's supposed to sacrifice himself, and I know you can get Gurgi to... Horn King, look here, you shout. You hold the mirror directly in front of the Horn King's eyes. He sees not his face, but his true inner self. The vision of his evilness is so overpowering that he runs to the evil cauldron and leaps inside. The cauldron begins to tremble violently and emits a frightful roar, shaking the castle to its very foundations. The Horn King is destroyed. Wow. The castle walls tremble and shake, stones fall, and pillars collapse around you. He's just not like, no, I'm ugly! The force of the exploding cauldron throws you out of the Horn King's secret chamber and into the moat. You grab a piece of floating wood and hang on for dear life. This log. Hold on tight, Terran. Oh my god. I'm too ugly to live. There's a few different ways you can end this. You can get Gurgi to throw himself into the cauldron, because you notice we're 15 points short at the moment. And I think the witches offer you multiple rewards depending on what you do, and you can choose to have them bring Gurgi back to life or to save him or something. Which makes no sense, because anything that throws itself into the black cauldron is supposed to stay dead, because it sacrificed itself. Look, I found a black cauldron floating here. Well, young Terran, things are not working out as you expected, are they? Cackle the witches. Being a great hero is not all it's cracked up to be. Since we won't be using it, we've decided we want our... Since you won't be using it, we've decided we want our cauldron back. Of course, we'll not just take it, we'll trade for it. Terran, we offer you this magnificent warrior shield. With it, you could be the most courageous fighter in all Prydain. It's ugly looking. It looks like a little... So you're not supposed to take anything but the magic sword at this point. It's your choice, Assistant Pigkeeper. We won't wait all day, though. If you don't want that, how about this? A magic suit of impenetrable armor. It will protect you from all mortal weapons, and you'll live to a ripe old age. Why would you choose that? You drive a hard bargain, Pug Boy. Here's our final offer. Give us the cauldron, and you'll have your magic sword back. You once again hold your special sword in your hand. Now immortal, you live to a ripe old age, fight many battles, and thanks to the sword, always emerge victorious. 230 out of 230. Go figure. I don't remember doing that ending, but I must have done it before. Oh, look, Henwen's right there. We hope you've enjoyed your visit to Prydain and your success with the Black Cauldron. Yeah, so there's multiple different ways. I know you can get Gurgi to throw himself in to the Black Cauldron. And I think he just dies. And I think you get this walking away scene and Gurgi's not there. Congratulations, you've played a tremendous game! Don't you love this music? It's great. Look at Dalbin's all like, yes, I'm so good at what I do. He's so fat. He's so fat. That's because he just sits there. Anyways, your brain is dead. You know, you guys ended up liking it. Okay, it was a special extra game to end up playing, and it was fantastic, and you know it. I'm going to switch it up. We are going to. It's a fun game. It's cute. It's cute in that it's part of Sierra's retro adventure game line. And I really wanted to showcase that one. That one was truly, truly, truly part of my childhood. I played that one a lot back in the day, and I don't think I officially beat it until I was in like 8th or 9th grade, partly because I always got stuck at the Horn King's castle. Let me see. I'm trying to switch everything on Twitch over, because we are going to Dragon's Dogma. So, my slight... There we go. My slight problem with Dragon's Dogma right now is, I've been playing it so much lately that I'm having those weird dreams that I get where if I play something over and over and over and start feeling frustrated with it, whether I know it or not, I start having dreams about it, but at the same time, I'm just doing the same thing over and over and over in the dream. And that's what I had last night. And it drove me nuts because it means that I'm not progressing as much as I want to, and I'm playing it too much.